Thanks so much. We're honored, and it's an honor to have so many folks here, so many friendly faces, active Fastly users. We appreciate you, and thank you also for everyone who's joining us remotely. It sounds like more than expected, hundreds of folks joining remotely. So thank you so much as well. For those here in New York, I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and how honored we are that you made the effort to be here. IRL, the real deal, like in the flesh. It warms my heart. My name's Todd Nightingale, the CEO of Fastly. And I've spent my entire career building internet technology, building networking technology. And I'm proud of that work. The reality is I believe the internet to be the innovation of our era. And having spent maybe 25 years, I'm getting pretty old, building out internet technology, I believe it could not have been time better spent. But the internet is a busy place. It is a crowded place. And all of us at schools and governments and businesses around the world, more and more we are defined by the digital experiences that we deliver, by the digital experiences that we provide on the internet. The internet itself is a means to an end. It's why I feel like my career has really brought me to Fastly. The internet is a tool designed to deliver those digital experiences, web experiences, app experiences, streaming experiences. And that is where Fastly focuses. That's our mission, to make the internet a better place where all experiences are fast, safe, and engaging. And in so many ways, that mission is the point of the internet, and it's more important today than it has ever been. We spent years through a pandemic having a lesson around the world of how important those digital experiences are. Our economies, our governments, our lives were propped up on those digital experiences. And delivering them is, in fact, perhaps the most important thing that we can do for our organizations. And as a technology professional, I know that my success and failure will be defined on how we do that. And at Fastly, we think about every experience being fast, safe, and engaging. And that's really where the edge comes into play. At Fastly, we are an edge cloud platform. And the edge, especially Fastly's edge, is focused on these attributes: fast, safe, and engaging. But most importantly, on the concept of delivering fast, safe, and engaging without compromise. I've been in the presence of too much security technology that can be implemented with almost perfect fidelity at the expense of the user experience. It's too many times, highly dynamic, highly personalized content, personalized applications can be delivered if only you're willing to sacrifice performance. Of course, you can have the most responsive, fastest, highest performing technology in the world as long as the functionality is limited, the personalization, the security is limited. All of those things are false solutions. At Fastly, by leveraging the power of a next-gen edge cloud, we deliver fast, safe, and engaging without compromise. Dynamic, compute-driven performance right at the edge for deep personalization without sacrificing even a millisecond. Highly secure next-gen WAF and DDoS prevention right at the edge without sacrificing a single user experience. And of course, and we are proud of this, the highest performing content delivery network in the world. We know that platform engineers, your development teams, the technology groups across all of your organizations, you spend so much time delivering the best-in-class digital experience. To see the value of it lost by having to compromise between performance and safety and personalization, it's not the future. The future has to be a solution that leverages an edge cloud in order to deliver fast, safe, and engaging without compromise, and that is what we are focused on at Fastly. And importantly, that's why I think we're so excited about partnering with all of you. In order for us to deliver on our mission, making the internet a better place where all experiences are fast, safe, and engaging, we can only do that partnered with your teams, with your technology teams. It's your engineering groups deploying workloads to Fastly that make this possible. That's why we're so passionate about making the Fastly experience truly best in class, powerful and simple. Taking technology that's deployed around the world as close to the user as possible, powerful edge cloud technology, and bringing it to your teams in a way that unlocks their capability. We believe absolutely that by delivering to you the best developer experience, the best operator experience, the best user experience for your engineering teams, then we will be able to partner with you to deliver your users the best end user experience, and that is our mission. We can only do it together. We can only do that in partnership with your teams, with your engineering teams. Because we're so passionate about this Fastly experience, about unlocking the power of your teams, about making it simpler for them, making them more powerful, I'm very excited to give you a little bit of an early look at some of the updates, some of the improvements we've been making to our own offering, to the tools that your teams will be able to leverage to really unlock fast, safe, and engaging digital experiences. And so with that, I want to bring to the stage Travis. Here's Travis. Welcome. How's it going, man?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah. And I'll expose myself for the coffee drinker that I am. I love coffee, and because of that, I have launched a little side gig, Bub's Coffee. Bub's Coffee in San Francisco, serving some of the most beautiful, hipster, pour-over San Francisco-style coffee in the world. If we could take a look at Travis's screen here for a second. There you go, Bub's Coffee. I'm telling you, killing it. I have a 1-year-old named Bubs, so, you know, it's also near and dear to my heart. It's near and dear to my heart. Now, Bubs has been taking the coffee market by storm because we have a different way of unlocking the caffeine addict market, and that is by leading with the digital experience. We know that by providing the best digital experience at Bubs, we can reach more coffee drinkers everywhere. But the Bubs empire couldn't begin and end with just New York. So we are bringing Bubs to San Francisco. And so Travis has been gracious enough to build us a Bubs San Francisco website. You can tell it's a coming soon situation. And it's great. You know how good the coffee is going to be based on the number of hand tattoos. That's a big part. Now, Bubs New York is under development, and you can see we've even embedded some of the performance right in the UI. Okay, easy. There you go. That's nice. Lovely. And this isn't going to do it. We lead with the digital experience at Bubs. And so we need to unlock the power of the edge, the power of Fastly's edge. So if we could bring it onto my screen here. Here we go. This is the new Fastly dashboard, the new Fastly app. You can see it's sort of, for those active operators today, it's a little bit of a radical change. You can see data right in front of you, not just what services are running, but how they are running, what your cache hit ratio is, what your performance is, what your usage is around the world. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's beautiful. I love it. And I love this even more, just seeing the requests, thousands of users around the world hitting my site, getting introduced to Bubs, experiencing this digital experience in real time. But it's time to bring Bubs New York into the modern era. So I believe this to be, by the way, the simplest onboarding of any edge cloud in the world, bar none, by far. This should be the new standard of how CDN is run. So I'm going to launch a new service. I'm going to name it Bubs. How about Bubs New York? I like it. And now I'm going to use this domain. Now this is just for testing, bubsnewyork.global SSL fastly.net. That's just for testing because obviously I'm already using Bubs New York as a registered URL on the internet. And I'm going to add my origin, which is, of course, Bub's New York Coffee. Now, by activating this, I am doing two things. Fastly is automatically provisioning the certs for bubsnewyork.global.ssl.fastly.net. And it's also reserving that name for my testing using Fastly's DNS service, right? And so Fastly has launched certainly our certificate authority. It allows me to automatically do this cert provisioning. You should all, hopefully everyone's using SSL these days, so we're all fully secure in our web experience. It's also automatically provisioning the DNS service. It's pointing it to, and it's creating me, it's reserving that name for me, Bubs New York. The second thing it's doing is it's pointing Fastly, that's now providing this website, it's pointing Fastly back to the origin of Bubs New York. So if I wanted to go live, all I have to do is switch the names. I just make Bubs New York, I give that to Fastly, and I change the name of the origin to like origin.bubsnewyork. That's great. This takes about 90 seconds to propagate, so I'm guessing we're just about there. Travis, how you doing, man? Okay, so let's go back to Travis.
Okay, let's see.
I don't want to hold my breath anymore, man. Okay, here we go. All right, so Bubs New York. We were running at not great. My users are just not going to accept a second load times for Bubs New York. What else you got now? Now, there you go. Doing this in 16 milliseconds and 300 total milliseconds for the whole page load. That is best-in-class digital experience. And what's more important is it took me a minute. It took me a minute to unlock the power of Fastly's cloud, global provisioning around the world. If I was looking at Bubs New York in Bulgaria getting ready for my trip to the Big Apple, I'd be receiving the same experience. The first load in Bulgaria would load all of Fastly's cache in Europe, and the second load would come in best-in-class experience for every user throughout Europe or around the world. The entirety of Fastly's dynamic worldwide edge is now supporting Bubs New York. The power of that, to be able to do that in a minute, it gives me chills. It's awesome. I can't get enough of it. And the fact that this type of technology can be available at your fingertips for every user is remarkable. And for those who haven't tried Fastly before, try this. If anyone can try it for free. It is remarkable how simple it is to bring on board. We're super excited about the new UI that makes this possible. And I hope that every website, every digital experience, every app will start to leverage Fastly technology to change and improve the digital experience. We go back to the operator interface. Back to my desktop here. One more. There we go. Okay. Now, by bringing Bubs New York onto Fastly, of course, I get access to the content delivery, full site replication around the world. That's awesome. That's great. I don't have to do any manual provisioning. It's easy. But in a lot of ways, what's even more important is it unlocks the full power of Fastly's cloud. We talked about fast, safe, and engaging before, without compromise. And the security on this is really remarkable. If I just looked at the DDoS mitigation that's going on for Bubs Coffee, it is a phenomenal solution here, and it shows the protection that you're getting just by onboarding onto Fastly's content delivery. We do best-in-class DDoS mitigation around the world, all types of different active filtering, and it's happening all the time. It comes for free. If you wanted to deploy bot mitigation, and we want all of our coffee at Bubs to be drank by humans, not bots, you can put in bot challenges, actually a few different kinds. This technology is still in beta, but it's available right off the bat and can be integrated into your website very, very trivially. And again, you get amazing visualization and data on this as you go. And it is really remarkable how easy it is to drill in and see what's really happening under the covers on your website. When you start to deploy a website through Fastly, you immediately become global. You immediately get high granularity data in a way that it just makes your teams incredibly powerful almost overnight. There's tons and tons of ability here. In fact, if you look on the observability side, you can track how your individual services are going. And importantly, you can look and see how every alert, every event is coming in. The observability stuff, and we're going to hear a ton more about that later today from Dom. It's incredibly powerful if you're monitoring your origin or your clients. And there's some really interesting observability stuff and new data that's coming through on the Fastly platform all the time. If you go through and you wanted full billing information, of course, that's available. But I'll tell you, I get asked this constantly about the environmental impact of the edge and the environmental impact of deploying your content and your compute as close to the users as possible and saving resources. Because of that, we've added, and this is just the beginning, but we've added environmental impact data that shows how many cycles, how much energy is being used on your Fastly platform, and your teams can use that to determine the savings from running this in a core and then, of course, transmitting it around the world on every request instead of deploying it at the edge with Fastly. It's incredibly, incredibly powerful. At Bubs, we're also on the cutting edge, of course, and we got to deploy a store locator app. Now, I'll tell you, I wish I could do that in 3 clicks. It takes about 10 minutes of code. But because of the store locator app, what that allows me to do is actually code a service right on Fastly's edge and deploy truly dynamic content that's not coming back to the origin, but instead can be serviced in milliseconds from Fastly's edge around the world. And we could flip back over to Travis's screen just one more time. You can see the store locator. It's hard to even see the delay. Reload or something. There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to have to get milliseconds on this thing. Anyway, it's phenomenal performance. And this is really the power of Fastly. Personalized content telling me where I can find my local coffee shop. Powerful performance that gives you the least possible delay everywhere in the world, and the power to secure all of that through DDoS mitigation, bot protection, next-gen WAF. Security, performance, and engagement without compromise. That is really unique power and something we're super proud of. Those addresses are, in fact, real coffee shops. You'll be sad to know that Bubs is fictional, but check them out. They're lovely, phenomenal coffee shops around the world. We can go back to the slides. And give it a hand for Travis. Thanks, man. You killed it. You killed it. We flipped a coin to decide who would be the coffee drinker and who would be the operator of Fastly. So glad I took the win there. So something that's been near and dear to me for years is this idea of combining power and simplicity. For something to truly be powerful, it has to be simple. Every engineer on your team has to be able to unlock it. The technology itself has to make your teams more powerful, more efficient. And that's exactly what our goal is at Fastly, and I think you see the progress that's being made. By taking the power of Fastly's next-gen edge cloud, the most powerful edge network, the highest performing edge platform in the world, and by making it simple, we can democratize this technology in a way the world has never had. We can bring the power of the edge to every user, from the largest enterprise to the smallest little bubs. Like, we can unlock the power of the edge. Simplicity truly is the ultimate sophistication. Not, again, as a means of itself, but simplicity because it brings power to your engineering teams, to platform engineers, to app engineers around the world to unlock the edge. At Fastly, we look at delivering this simplicity through a platform strategy. We work hard at making our platform the most powerful in the world with a unified, powerful developer experience, a unified app and operator experience. And you're going to see this from us over the next few months, is really a consolidation of all of Fastly's technology into one developer experience, into one platform experience. And on top of that, leveraging that entire infrastructure, that cloud deployed at 100 POPs around the world to deliver these product lines. Network services, which is content delivery, but it's also so much more. It's content delivery plus image optimization, plus all the DNS and TLS technologists need to really unlock it. Our security portfolio, which we talked about, DDoS, next-gen WAF, bot mitigation, and thanks so much to everyone here who's been helping us in the beta of bot mitigation. Edge compute, which is in so many ways the realization and the next generation of Fastly's core value proposition, truly dynamic, real-time CDN that delivers personalization from the edge. And observability, our newest product line, which I'll tell you has been unbelievably well received because it allows you to take a new perspective, a new vantage point on how your users are experiencing your application and drive those signals directly into your workflow, directly into your full stack observability solution. We haven't talked a lot about that last box at Fastly, and I want to make sure that everyone hears this from us directly. We're not done. For everyone who's here at Altitude, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your feedback in the breakouts. We want to hear from you outside over coffee. For everyone who's online, we want to make contact and hear what it takes to unlock the power of your engineering teams. What can we deliver from the edge that will make your digital experience more compelling, more dynamic, more reliable? And how can we unlock and make your teams more effective and more efficient and deliver to your strategy and help you realize your mission? There will always be one more thing from Fastly. And you're going to hear from Tyler, you're going to hear from Simon, you're going to hear from a lot of our technology leaders who are pushing the limits of what comes next at the edge. Customers around the world are finding Fastly is key and core to delivering their use case. I love the Weather Channel example. There's probably no group that understands reliability more. When outages around the world, anywhere that there's outages, especially weather-related outages, the Weather Channel must continue to be reliable, and they trust Fastly to deliver that. We've worked with them on CDN for years. They're looking at edge compute right now. It's an amazing partnership. I'm super excited about seeing this. They use CDN, but they're one of the first customers, they're an ad streaming company, but they're one of the first customers who've really integrated deeply Fastly's observability stack directly into their workflow in order to get telemetry from the edge and drive that into their business systems. And it's super cool. Dom's going to be talking a lot about this example in the observability breakout, so please check it out. And Under Armour. Now, Under Armour is near and dear to my heart. Started as a security user on the Fastly platform, but came in to expand to the full suite of content delivery, security, edge compute. And the Under Armour folks are helping us and experimenting with bot mitigation. And when they drop a new product, you can imagine there's an enormous amount of demand. And mitigating bots and protecting their business by ensuring that only their actual customers and not resellers have access to those new product drops. It's incredibly important to their business, and it's something that we're incredibly passionate about. And to be honest, super interesting technology. Every engineer in our security team wants to work on bot mitigation. So thanks to everyone who's been helping us with that. These customers, I think, demonstrate the fact that it's only through partnership at Fastly that we can deliver on this mission. It's something that we are incredibly passionate about. It's why we are here. It's why we believe in the power of the edge to make the internet a better place where all experiences are fast, safe, and engaging. And for everyone who's here, for everyone who's joining us remotely, cannot tell you how excited we are to have you and to take this journey with all of you together. And I want to say thank you for all of your help, and thank you for being here and caring about Fastly and caring about what comes next at the edge.